Why should you be using WordPress? Here are my 7 top reasons. Firstly, WordPress is the market leader for content managed websites. Now, a content managed website is one which allows you to update the information yourself on the website without needing to hire a web developer or use external software. 26% of the world's websites are using WordPress, and 60% of the global content management market is dominated by WordPress. And it's not just the small companies. Many larger organizations providing posts like New York Observer, New York Post, TED, Spotify, NBC, TechCrunch, Fortune.com, Time.com. These websites are all run by WordPress. Now, I know you're not supposed to mention competition, but let's show you where the competition is, according to W3Techs.com, a monitoring website company. Of all the websites out there currently, 26.6% are running WordPress against 2.8% running Joomla, the nearest competitor. That means that WordPress has a 59.4% share, according to July 2016, against Joomla's 6.2%. So when you're with WordPress, you know you're running the products of the market leader. And that domination works across the whole environment. 22,000 of the top 100,000 websites are just WordPress sites, and nearly 300,000 of the top million are WordPress sites. 22% of all new domains being registered in the US are set up to run WordPress. Secondly, WordPress is an open source application, so it's free, anyone can develop for it, and the code is readily available for everybody to look at. Major versions of WordPress get released every 152 days on average. There are interim releases in between. Thousands of people can develop and do develop on WordPress every day. There are even teams of translators working to bring WordPress support for many other languages. The open nature of WordPress means that anyone can develop themes, plugins, and content for WordPress. Yes, this means hackers can also have a look at it, but the number of people looking for opportunities to fix WordPress far outweighs the number of people looking for problems to cause trouble with WordPress. And there are regular things called WordCamps, where people join up in a city and have a big jamboree talking about WordPress developments and sharing ideas. There were 110 of those this year. So core WordPress is a free application. You can do anything you want with it. Thirdly, there are hundreds of hosting options depending on your needs. Because it's such a major player in the market, all major hosting companies have a WordPress hosting option. Many of them have dedicated WordPress hosting plans where everything is set up for you automatically. If you need help, there are specialist WordPress hosting companies providing support dedicated to WordPress hosting needs. And you're never actually tied to a hosting company, because the beauty of WordPress is you can move your content from one supplier to another quite easily. And if you don't want any of those people looking after your site, you can always have it hosted for free at WordPress.com. In fact, many sites start off as a free version of WordPress.com, and then when they need to build up further, they move on to a more powerful host. There is more WordPress support for anything else. Online there are thousands of videos covering WordPress. There are tens of thousands of blog entries talking about various WordPress issues. We ourselves have produced over 100 videos online, and we have plans for hundreds more. There are WordPress support companies dedicated just to provide WordPress support. There are thousands of WordPress professionals and specialists available worldwide. There's bound to be one in your town as well. WordPress itself is pretty easy to use, and you can become an expert in what you need to do day to day very, very quickly. And if you need help in learning that particular task, then there are hundreds of WordPress training courses online. We even do some myself. Many of these courses are free, and there are even places where you can get classroom teaching of how to use a WordPress site. Fifthly, there are unlimited design ideas. WordPress website can look at anything you want. There is no limit to it. The reason for that is, of course, WordPress is open source, so everybody knows how it works. And there is a concept called a theme. And the theme is a set of rules which you put onto your WordPress site, which design the template for how your site will look. Anybody can design a theme. You don't even have to be a programmer. Many graphic designers and design people have been able to build their own theme designs without even having much programming knowledge. You can change your theme at any time. You just apply a new theme to your website, and immediately the new layout changes to support whatever template rules your theme displays. And there's also this concept of something called child themes, which means you can take a theme design and you can program in the exceptions to it. Maybe a particular box you wanted a different color, and even if the theme is developed further, your exceptions will not be lost. Now, WordPress produces about one theme a year just to keep us all fresh. The rest of the market is producing thousands. Many of them are free, and even premium WordPress sites can cost an average of $40. I don't have any statistics more recent than this, but in 2014, WordPress.org site, which is the main repository for free WordPress themes, had 123 million theme downloads from its site. Sixth reason is you want a site to do what? WordPress is open source and has a concept called plugins, which allow us to add extra code to your website to do a particular thing. You install them into your WordPress site and they deliver whatever feature or benefit that they are designed for. This could be a better editor, a shopping cart, Google Analytics, improved SEO, contact forms, etc. Now, anybody in theory can write a plugin, although you do need to do some basic PHP programming skills. Many of these plugins produced are free, but even the big commercial ones can usually only cost about $50 to run on your site. Often there are multiple plugins providing a similar service, so if you find a better one or a more improved or more suitable one for you, you can remove, uninstall the old one, put in a new one and carry on again. You can have multiple plugins running on your site, and the top 11 plugins being used currently have each had more than 7 million downloads. So what can plugins do? Well, they can do anything, and if you want to find out what they can do, the best thing to do is do a search for a particular concept or something you need. We review plugins every week. Some of our own team have actually written a few plugins as well. For instance, if you searched WordPress plugins forms review, you'll get reviews of plugins that produce forms, online forms for WordPress. There are hundreds of written reviews, dozens of videos on just that particular search. We also make training reviews about plugins ourselves, and so do many other people. If you want to be more specific for your needs, supposing you wanted a conditional form field. If you searched WordPress conditional forms review, you'd find a whole set of reviews of how to set up a conditional field in forms. In fact, I've chosen an example because at number 2 is a video of ours. And my 7th reason for wishing you the best with using WordPress is you want to be seen online. WordPress has got such a high market penetration that Google knows it very well, knows exactly how it works, and therefore is very good at extracting the information from it to get good listings. Google loves WordPress sites. However, its understanding does also mean that it's very good at noticing the fakes as well and the spammers. So Google expects a WordPress site to be updated on a regular basis with extra news or information. If you do that, then Google will love you. If you don't, then Google will just take you as a waste of time. There are plenty of plugins written around the concept of promoting yourself and looking good on Google and other search engines, and so you can use those to improve your penetration of Google search. And not only Google search, but social media also loves WordPress. There are plenty of plugins to allow you to integrate social media, like share a tweet, about a page, post something on a Facebook page, etc. And whenever I see a new tool or a new social media application, it's very quickly followed by something to support WordPress and show you that WordPress is very highly regarded by those people developing. So there are 7 reasons why I believe WordPress is the best platform for your website. It is the market leader. It is open source, so you're not tied to one particular corporation. There are limited hosting options from various hosting companies, in fact almost all hosting companies around the world. I believe it provides you with the greatest support because there are so many people out there willing to help you. Unlimited design possibilities due to the way that it uses themes, and anyone can design a theme for you. Unlimited features to add function to your site because people can create plugins which allow you to have new features added to your website. And lastly, once you've got a fantastic website, it also turns up well on Google search, and therefore it looks great when people need to find you. So thank you very much for listening to this presentation. Please keep in touch with us through our website, subscribe to our weekly newsletter, keep up to date with what we're saying on Twitter, and you can watch this and all our videos on YouTube as well. Thank you.
For more info, visit wpbusinessclub.com.